Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to S-Rank, the only home of video games. It's true. I say this every time because it hasn't changed. My name is Ethan, and video games are out there. They've existed since the dawn of my time, if not even earlier. And, well, definitely earlier, we have proof. They walked amongst the dinosaurs of the Reaganites. And they've existed in many different genres and forms across many different platforms and in different ways in which they would be depicted and control styles and genres. Though genres, they've been in many different genres. Some ebb and flow in popularity. Some just rise and rise until they hit the ceiling of economics and the market and the shitty reality that we live in. But some genres, they ebbed and flowed back down. I don't know which one is up and down or in or out, ebbing, flowing. It's one direction and then the other. That's all I know. And it's water. I'm talking about fishing games. All right, we're going to be doing some fishing games today. It's a genre that I've respected for a very long time. I've dabbled in just a little bit in, and which is weird because I'll be thinking about a fishing video game that's in the news, or someone's talking about, oh yeah, this or that, and I'll have opinions on games I haven't touched or even really seen, but like I'll just be like, oh yeah, yep, I know what that is. And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, but maybe it's not a bad thing either. Maybe the genre is just so it nailed down, or it's like, this is a fishing video game. Yes, there are fishing in other video games, like, in Animal Crossing or whatever, Pokemon. Those are just press A again, and then do you have fish? No. Maybe something comical happens. Maybe the fish is a Staryu, and it attacks you. But actual fishing video games, fishing simulation video games, sometimes they might have extra context around the act of fishing, but from what it feels like as an outside observer, they're all the same, and I don't see that as a bad thing. But I'm curious, and I always want to learn more. And you know what? If I want to learn more, you might as well learn with me. Today, we're going to be delving into four headlining fishing games on different platforms. We have a Famicom game on the Nintendo Famicom. This version did not come to America. We have a PlayStation 1 game. We have a Nintendo Virtual Boy game. There's only one fishing game on there. Do you know it? Probably. I think it's in the description of the video. And then a PS2 game as well. And this PS2 game I own, I should have grabbed. Maybe we'll take a break at some point and I can grab the actual case. I've had it, which is why I put it on this list. We're going to be playing these four games today. And, I kind of just want to get down to it and start, ranking things here on this channel. I mean, we're called S-Rank, and that's mainly about, I don't know if I've ever set a mission statement about this channel here, but more about quality and trying to make a premium-like feel in an amateurish design, or maybe it's the opposite, trying our best to make something big here. And, it's got rank in the name, and on the Sonic Movie Show, we put movies into different tiers, the S, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and, spoilers, maybe Dev and I are also doing another podcast that is that idea, but blown up even bigger. Not in terms of letters, but maybe that is the point of the podcast. And, so, I figured, why don't I actually, put these fishing games, if I were to continue this, because I don't know if this is going to be a series I do, or if I'm going to be just downright miserable today. Hoping I'm not going to be miserable. I don't feel like I would be. We would continue, and I have done the research, actually since about January, on and off, been doing research, and you don't really get to see what's in here, and the research is not done. I found things and information about fishing video games that I did not know ahead of time, and I found these out 2 days ago when I was making sure I had everything prepped for the stream. So hey, maybe we'll do multiple of these. I would like to. And it's also weird too. If you were to type in on Google and hope it works, and they don't shove AI mode down your face. Um, and you were like to try to find a list of fishing video games or just fishing video games in general, you'll see like here's a series. It's called this, and like there are entries missing in it, or one entry's named another thing, or they're using a Japanese name, or they're in here and then an American name there, except they were in both territories, or the same game is listed twice because it has two different names, and it's weird. So it's like I almost kind of want to use this if this series does stick around and goes forward. As like maybe a bit of a here is a quantitative visual audio video and audio proof of these games existing, and you can see the copyright information on the title screens. I assume that all video games still have that, even in PS2 land. So maybe we can do some of that research for the internet together and compile it all in one place here. That would be cool to do, considering that like all I'm going to be doing is playing video games. That's easy. So we're going to be actually I have the 4 games listed right here. We're going to be playing The Black Bass, made by Gamu. They would eventually change their name, I think, right after this game, to my favorite. It's doing a lot of research here. You read a lot of different developer names. Okay, some of them, some of them neat. We all love names like Konami. We love Capcom. Hey, maybe even Activision was a cool name for you before like the stigma of the Bobby Kotick viewpoint of society and all that came into play. Maybe in Electronic Arts was a fun name you had, but Neversoft and stuff like that. But Gamu changed their name to a name that I would put in the top 5 list of video game developer names of all time. They changed their name to Hot B. HOT dash capital B. We're going to be seeing that name a lot because even though they would either get merged or they would change their name again, they would realize, like, hey, this is a name that kind of caches with American audiences. So we're going to use that name to say that this fishing game was made. The Black Bass is a series. There's a whole bunch of them. There's at least 11. I think it's in the teens, like in the mid-teens. So that'll be our first game we're going to play on the Famicom. It was also on a couple other Japanese computer platforms, but I don't want to dick around with all that stuff. There are going to be games. We can see that PS2 game is also on GameCube, which I didn't know. There's going to be games in this series that are on multiple consoles, and while we're only going to be playing one of the consoles that the game was released on, maybe if there's like, I can see the MSX version and the PC-88 version both being different from the Famicom version and from each other. So, that would be something to check in a future, maybe special episode. Just get some eyes on, okay, what is the MSX version working? But the problem with both those computers is that because I don't own them and have never seen them in person, it's hard to tell if emulation on them is accurate or not. You know what I mean? I would hate to like be like, yep, this game is trash. Look, it's all choppy and unresponsive, and then find out, oh yeah, no, just the emulation was terrible. Like, I don't have that frame of reference, so I can't. Would need to see one in front of me to know for a fact, yes, this is operating as it should. But the Black Bass will be our first game. Its sequel did come out in America, so if we do a second one of these streams, we will play the sequel there. The next game after that will be Real Fishing for the original PlayStation. I wasn't planning on running down all 4 of these games right at the beginning here, but this is another series that I think this just had another release like last year. I believe it was Real Fishing on like modern consoles and stuff last year, a 2024 game. So interesting. This has been around forever. That's by Victor Interactive Software. They'll change their name at some point as well. Virtual Fishing is our only Virtual Boy game. It, along with the Black Bass, they're both in Japanese, so we're going to give them a little bit of a soft pass on things because I just won't be able to read. And then the PS2 game that we're going to be playing is Top Angler Real Bass Fishing by Sims. Their name, I'm curious to know how these games present their name, because in research, their name is written down several different ways. Sims Co-Limited, Sims, like, I think there was a third option as well, whether it's uppercase or lowercase. So I want to pay attention to the copyright information as a dork because of that. I also want to, kind of grade these games. And I narrowed things down to just four different categories. And you can see them over here on the left side here in the orange categories. Environment, music and feel, fish variety, and fishing feel. So real quick, environment, the atmosphere, the graphics, all relative to the hardware that they're on. Obviously, the Virtual Boy being monochrome red, not going to hold up to a PS2 game, but it's all relative. It's all how do they convey that pond, the lake. There are going to be games that are going to be actually out at sea. A lot of bass fishing games, so in a pond, but or a small lake. How do they convey that? That's the environment. Music and sound is kind of two things put into one there. Obviously, there's an ampersand that implies it. Music, what I'm really kind of getting at is how is the music feeling before and after you hook one? That makes sense. What's the ambiatic music, to the idyllic pond life tunes? Is there any? Does that, part of the sound thing there? And then when you hook one, like how actionable is this music? You know what I mean? Is it trying to like get you? Because they go back and forth. And then sounds, just how nice does this sound? Does the swish of the rod through the air, the plunk of the hook in the water, the reel? Can you tell when a reel is going out? If you just let go and it's being pulled, or when you're reeling it in, are they different sounds? Like that type of stuff. Fish variety can be confusing here because I do mean that in two different ways. Variety of fish, aka the number of different types of fish that there are in the game, or the number of ways in which you can fish. Meaning that if it is just like boat in pond, A button, that is one way of doing it. You know what I mean? If it's like you can also pier fish, you can also, any different type of ways that they can do that, in addition to having a bunch of different types of fish. Because there's going to be fishing games. I wouldn't be surprised if this first game is one such game where there is only one type of fish. Some of these are named after such a type of fish. So that's the third category. And the fourth one is about controls. Fishing feel is hey, how does this feel? Does this feel good? That's kind of self-explanatory. And about controls, due to the nature on how I'm doing this, and within the budgets that this is happening in, if a game was like, we use the fishing controller on this console, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. There might be Wii games. There will be Wii games on the list. I mean, there are Wii games that have had that are fishing Wii games. Yes, that stuff will be incorporated, and we'll get to that when we get to that. I will probably capture card a Wii. I just dug out one of my Wiis that I have a semi-shitty HDMI dongle converter there, so maybe we'll do that. Or the Wii U. Can always plug the Wii U in for those. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, 1 to 5 is the score for each of these, for a total of 20. And you can tell this was hastily added yesterday. It was like, oh yeah, S rank. Just probably just put them into tiers, and then I don't have to like decide 1, 2, 3. We can be like, you know what? These are all the A's. These are all the D's. So minimum score you can get is 4 because there's 4 categories. You can't. It's 1 to 5. I'm not going to put in zeros. So 4 or 5 points. That's F tier. 6 or 7 points is E tier. That's being, I guess, a little bit generous. One could just lump them together, but you know what? We're going to differentiate. The D tier is like unfortunate. That's like the, oh man, this could have been something, but like, 8 to 10. C, 11 to 13. B, 14 to 16. A, 17 and 18. And the S rank will be 19 and 20. I will probably put this somewhere over here. I wasn't sure quite how I would present all of this. I guess I could hide there. Nah, but then that's at the top of the screen. I like things centered. Oh, that's weird. Sure. You know, for a while, Excel was just out of date on my computer, and they're like, "Hey, you canceled your Microsoft account, so this is gonna go away." Like, okay. And then like 2 years passed, and still kept getting Excel for free. I don't know. All right, let's begin with our first game here. I'm gonna close this for a second. Oops. Fiddling around with how I want to present this. There, it says Hot B right at the bottom there. 1987. Damn, this is loud in my ears. It's a fun little tune. This black bass has, it looks like he's playing at a jazz club. He doesn't have an instrument, but that's his attire, suggests to me. So that is interesting, considering that the rest of the games wouldn't be doing any of that. And this is the attract screen, interesting side view. Huh. Let's hop right in. Get our fun little tune here. Okay. A name. We are going to be named whatever the default is. Oh boy. D-pad isn't working here. Okay. I like the sound. All right, let's fish. Okay. We got a meter going on, just like golf. Holding right very slowly kind of nudges the thing along. Pressing A, that's us lining it in. So kind of left and right on the D-pad and up is this kind of just, I feel like that's you kind of just being like, eh. But actually holding down A does that. B, not doing anything. Start, not doing anything. Okay, there's a fish coming up. No, well, is he? Sometimes you have to wait. Now, there were different lure types. I would not be surprised if one such lure type... Oh, look at us. Kind of goofy. Wouldn't be surprised if one such lure type is more of a sinker that will go down. Oh. I accidentally pressed a button there. It's an interesting thing where you press the A button to start the meter, but then you press the B button to end it. See some cans down there. This is a trashed pond. I don't know. No animation. It scrolls decently. Well, it's hard to tell because it's kind of sunk to the lure there. Like the screen is kind of anchored to it, no pun intended. And so its movements are kind of what dictates when it scrolls, and so it's hard to tell if the kind of jittery nature of the scroll. Hey, do you want a bite? God damn it. Not a very pleasant reeling in sound. It looks like those were different options, but... Hold on. Can't tell if it's like my controller or not. Yeah. I guess we've just decided this is where we're parking our ass. But nice and close. But it still puts you here anyway. Let's leave it here and actually wait. It's an interesting view because as the fisher, you don't have this. You know what I mean? You're not seeing a side view, and you're certainly not seeing under the water, so you don't know that a fish isn't even nearby. So I'm debating whether or not I should treat this as how you would normally do that. Be like, all right, wait, something will swim by, or will they? It's funny too. You actually have to hold down the A button for a little bit first when it's at a dead stop before it begins to actually reel in. Okay, interesting. You know, oh, here comes a fish. Hey, buddy. Come on. Holding right makes it turn away from the camera as it kind of bumps forward. Holding left makes it face the camera. Holding up makes it go up. So the left, right, and up are doing things. We're going to restart. We get to listen to this fun tune again, I guess. A little loud. Cool, that's our name. Yeah, up and down, they're not like doing anything. And left and right, not letting me choose anything either. Except here, where you can move around. If only I spoke Japanese. What if we go up in here? Okay, A button is selecting through. So we did this one first. What if we try... This one looks a bit more like it would sink. It's hard to tell exactly if it's trying to be a fish or if it's literally trying to be an anchor. And I think that is implying that we are facing inwards and not out towards the center of the pond. Weird A and B type thing. Again, you press the A button to start the thing, and when it goes down, you have to press A to make it go again. We did the first option before. Let's do the second one. Oh, okay, that one was give up. How's this? There we go. Different variety as we're close to the literal coast. Would like to see some animation on maybe the seaweed, the plants down there. Just the gentle kind of ebbing and flowing as water currents push it. I see. Is that trying to say I hit something? Let's try a different lure. Oh, I went down. Interesting. Looks kind of like a chameleon. Maybe this will attract the attention. Hey guys! No? Come on, come on, come up. Up, 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 up more, up more, up more. Ugh. Let's move somewhere else. Yeah. Let's try this one. Or we're trying this one again. It's really weird that you can't just use the D-pad to select. And it's 87 too, so it's not like it's you know, an 83 Famicom game where it's like, there's a lot of buttons. Just use the 2. You know what I mean? Music's here is pretty calm, but again, hard to tell what it will be like if we can ever catch a fish. Maybe the color is an indicator. You know, NES sprites only using a couple colors. This one here shares a color palette with this lure. There's a color palette with I guess what might be the black bass, the main kind of fish-looking thing we've been seeing. But that one that just swam, and swimmed by looked. Oh God! Keep pressing the wrong things. That one had the same color palette as like the chameleon-looking thing. Yeah, this guy here. I'm thinking we changed that lure. And I wanted to do that, but I pressed the wrong button. A is to change your selection, B is to confirm. Sure. Okay. Let's try this. Well, now we're getting this fish. Now, down isn't doing anything. This is just holding an A. B also isn't doing anything. Come on, man. You want a bite? Let's change lures again. To this one. Oh. This one's actually freaking sinking. Honestly, kinda convincing as a fish. The only there was a fish here that was interested in it. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Holding it down. No, no. Oh, he cut my line. Trying again. We're trying again. Okay, okay. Screw you then, buddy. We'll wait for the next guy. So B isn't used for anything yet. And I don't read Japanese. So I can't tell if it probably tells you in the game, and certainly the manual would as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if that is the, like, alright, now you go, get him. Because I was holding A and then just holding right here, which does that, or left here, which does this, or up here, which does this. And, wasn't doing anything. Okay, I'm holding A and mashing the B, and he cut it anyway. The daunty little ditty for saying the fish fucking got away. Try it again. Whoops. Fuck. Hold on. Oh, are these different areas maybe to go to? Sure. That's the same. I'm in the same. Let's try this. We're catching this fish. We're doing this. I need this to happen. Need this to happen. Kind of just left and right every now and then. Make him do that little dance. Up does... No, I guess just that. Oh, here we go. Here's a fish. Uninterested. Okay. Fine, you don't need to be interested. It's an obnoxious sound. I feel like if it was higher pitched and either faster or slower and quieter, both implying they'd be quieter, it would be better. This is like, hey, we're tallying your score at the end of this level in this game. We're counting your time down. This all adds to your score. That's what that sound is. That's just, oh, yep, all your time gets turned into points. I want to restart here. This time it's making you sit down and listen. There we go. We're gonna do this first one. I don't know if it's supposed to be easy or not. Okay, 26 degrees Celsius. Quick, someone do the math. 8 kilograms. I wonder if this is supposed to be a competition, because we got 6 minutes on the clock. Time of day is probably then 19, so it's, what, 7 p.m. at night? Wow. Okay. I like this spot, though. Alright, let's do it for real. Let's catch one. Let it sink down. Okay, here we go. Oh. Alright, no, that's fine. That's cool. I get it. I get it. I understand. It is weird being able to see in the water and know for a fact that there is no fish nearby. It makes you just assume, oh, I guess I'll just restart. When in reality, you would just sit your ass there for a bit. Honestly, what's this do? Okay, so first option is just try again right away. Second option is I'll stay here, but I'll use a different lure. And the third option is I'd like to move. It's nice that they rendered the house there. Okay. Here are some fish. So a pipe in the water. If I swim this through the fish, what happens? We just go over them. They are non-moving. Not even animating. Lots of cans so far at the bottom of this lake, which is sad. Oh, it's all the same can do. So this is like someone had a party, and all they had to drink was Bud Light. Those assholes threw all of these cans in the bottom of the pond. I like our little guy, though. He looks very cartoony. You know, his big red rain fisher coat, his red floppy hat, his weird floppy face. We're moving. Straight to the middle. Time is also counting up. So it's so weird. We started at 6 minutes. Now we're at 8 minutes. Well, the time is counting also kind of slow. Is that 19 not the time of day and was actually the end time? Weird. Also, so far, that meter doesn't really seem to matter because regardless of where on the meter you ended at, you still end up on the left side of Like there's always this sloped curve of dirt, implying that you're at the edge. So it's always doing this anyway. Oh no. Oh, you can read Japanese? No, not at all. Which is what's making this difficult. There are 2 games we're doing today that are both Japanese games. And we're winging it. And no fish is popping up. I'm gonna let this sit at the bottom and see what happens. Nice between 2 rocks. Press up, nothing happens. I hold up, then it begins to... I was curious to know what happens if you get stuck on a rock. Turns out nothing. These fish aren't biting. And what's kind of sad is that, like, I don't know. I'm kind of like already over this. I kind of want to move on, which isn't good. But not reading Japanese is making this difficult. Let's move to a new location. You can see at the top of the screen, we've caught 0 kilograms of fish, and our record biggest fish is 0 centimeters long. I like this sound though. That's pleasant. And then when you stop, oh wait, that's weird. When you stop, okay, so I thought it was like playing an extra little sound when you stop, like it was like this sound, this sound. What I think is actually happening is whatever sound, like it's, you know, NES uses square waves for its sound. It just kind of stops and like it does make it like twings that. Like it's weird. Let's try this lure. Let's have it go far. All the way over here, I hit the edge. Move down a bit. Still hit it. And we're using the top one now, I guess. By accident. Okay, here comes a fish. See, but all of these other lures, they just float at the top. I feel like we're gonna have to move on from this game and kind of give it not really a score. Just because I was not anticipating being so unable to play this game. I was just like, oh, it's a fishing game. It'll just work. This one sinks. This weird floppy squid thing. Come on, grab it. Sink down a bit. Okay, this one is, he's lined up. There we go. And he cuts the line. And the game mocks you. We're gonna have to move on. We're gonna have to move on. All right. I'll find a better way of presenting all of that information. The black bass. I feel like while I would give it something. Oh right, that would have to go. Oh right. This information there. Right. Here's the thing: if I spoke Japanese, right? If I spoke Japanese, I'm sure I would be able to understand the context of what you're doing, and we could look at a manual which would tell you like, hey, when a fish catches, hold B, press B, or hold, because like the one time I hooked a fish, and was giving it a run for its money before it cut my line on me like they always did, before she always did. I was holding A, which was reeling, and then I was mashing B, and that seemed to work, but I couldn't tell if maybe that fish just like sucked a bit and like he didn't cut the line right away until the game says now you cut the line, the player sucks. So I don't know. Environment, man, I enjoy the look of the pond. I like the fact that when you're in casting view, you can see on land in the horizon, so to speak, a general interpretation of what's nearby on the shore, if that makes sense. That's not nothing. But the underwater stuff, like nothing animating down there except for your hook, or your lure rather, and a fish. There's only one fish on screen at a time. That sucks, right? Like while we were going to put an asterisk on this whole thing, on this one game here, tentatively, I'm gonna have to give Environment a 2 out of 5. These are all out of 5. Music and sound, it's a little bit jovial of little ditties. You would kind of, I guess, hear that more of an early Famicom game, but again, this is copyright 87. But then this also says 84. So that would probably mean that it came to the MSX early and then to Famicom in 87. Okay, so it's an early one. That kind of explains a bit of the A and B for options selecting and not like the D-pad to move around. Fair. But as far as the music and sound goes, it's not really much. I'm willing for the era and platform that it's on to give it a 3, but it's not super inspiring. That title screen music wasn't nothing. And when they break the line, I don't know. It was kind of funny to have it play a jovial little tune to tell you that you lost a lure, right? And the music when you're kind of just chilling in the water isn't bad, but there's nothing crazy about it. Fish variety, there were a couple different fish. You have a couple different lures. So for this era, I would give it a 3. Fishing feel. This is weird. This is very weird. Weird negative, I would say, is that side view. But again, for the platform, you're tackling it in different ways. How would you do this? How would you show fishing? Do you just show the guy, and then you have like an icon, an exclamation above the head, like you would see in later games, like in later games that have fishing in them, like a Pokemon or an Animal Crossing? How do we indicate that? They decided, let's do a side view of the pond in the water, so you get to see the fish swim up and hook onto your thing. I guess that's something, but it's not really, didn't do it for me. It felt weird. I will say, as positives go, kind of swishing your rod left and right and then yanking it up. Just kind of move the lure around without reeling. Is in here, and yes, you can tell it's left and right and up because I was doing all of those, and you would see the like that first lure did it, better than the others, where you could see the head actually go towards the camera when I was left, away from the camera when I was right, and it would actually, you could tell it was going up and down when I held up. So there's that. So I'm not going to say this felt weird. The menus is not necessarily fishing feel, but that meter thing, you pressed A to initiate one up and down, right? It wouldn't just keep going like maybe some golf games would eventually do. It's one up and down, then you press B to be like, yep, that's where we're going. But then despite that, you're still at the same distance away from the boat every single time. It didn't matter. So that's odd. I don't want to give it too crazy of a thing. I guess really the benefit of like, oh, it's cool that they did this was the left and right there, because it's a side-scrolling view. It's not moving towards the camera or away from the camera. So it didn't really matter. But it's kind of neat that they did that. You moving the boat around and picking a spot. It doesn't let you pick like now which direction from the boat. You know what I mean? So I couldn't tell if it was like always facing towards the nearest shore, or like, because even when we were in the middle of the whole pond, max bar still hit the side. So that was confusing to me. I don't want to be too harsh on this game right out the bat, but I kind of want to give Fishing Feel a 2. The whole thing just, I don't know, didn't really work for me. Also, this isn't adding up particularly well. This is supposed to be C2. Wow. Okay, I guess our first one is a D. Sure. But there's going to be an asterisk on this. I'm going to put an asterisk here, actually. The asterisk means, please return to this. We will need to return to this at some point when we have a better clue on how we want to do this. Okay, so let's go to our next game. Let me get it set up here. And Windows kind of sucks, doesn't it? You ever kind of like think to yourself, like, hey, maybe Windows sucks? Every now and then I have a feeling that Windows sucks. As I now have too many of the same application open because it was unresponsive before. Okay. Our next game on this list, one that might look a little bit more interesting. One that might be a bit easier on the eyes, even relative towards its era. Hold on, I gotta... Why are there this many of it open still? I pressed all those X's. We are playing a game that's not in full screen. Real Fishing, otherwise known as Fish Eyes in Japan. We're booting up our PlayStation here. I'm more interested in this one. Do you have Windows 11 yet? I've had Windows 11 for a few years. I had to turn on TPM on my BIOS, on the motherboard BIOS, in order to turn Secure Boot on. Natsume is the publisher here. Let's watch this. Oh. Real Fishing. Oh, okay. Developed by your pals at Packin' Video. Let's give it a go. I don't like front doors that have windows on them.
Welcome. Please enter your name.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a pre-rendered video. So what you saw there wasn't in-game graphics. Oops, fuck. Ethab. Really, the only symbol that they have is at? I can't put an exclamation point? Okay. Funny, this video file has screen tearing. I wonder if it's actually the emulation.
This is the Aqua Room, where fishermen come to relax and talk about the one that got away. You'll go to a fishing spot from here by selecting a picture in the album.
Okay.
The fishing spots get more and more challenging. The first spot is a beauty. There's
Since
a lot
1940.
to learn. Good luck.
Okay, so we're going to the brook to catch some trout. Seems easy enough. I did not press any buttons. It just did that. Nice. Yeah, we want the music on in stereo. Wow, so yeah, this is a pre-rendered video loop. Interesting. Select tackle. A lot of different options here. I have a feeling at the beginning here we don't have much. 1-point advice. You can fish trout here. Try bait or fly fishing. Trout like to stay in the slack water near the bottom. It is important to sink your lure there. It is difficult for the beginner to find the breaking point where the tackle sinks, but keep trying. I suggest that you go back to the aqua room for a rest when the fish become wary. Also, don't use a dry fly at that time. I see. Circle then releases completely. And you can just barely make out little silhouettes of fish in the stream here. Oh. Okay. Okay, okay. Ugh. Damn. Tie hook. Oh. Stick with standard. Huh. Standard stuff. Sure. Okay. So when a fish comes up to their hook, damn, it happened again. At least he didn't get the hook. Interesting, you can kind of move the rod around. This is me tapping the X button, me holding it down. Oh! Oh. I yanked it out of the water just before it actually caught on. Whoops. All right, let's try again. Damn. And he got the bait. Interesting. This video file probably blends better together on a CRT TV opposed to a... Yeah, come on. Not doing too good. What's this mean? Oh, is that live well being like on your actual boat? You have a bucket or whatever. Or you're not on a boat, resting on the shore. Saying, hey, here are the 2 fish we caught. I think that's what that's supposed to be. I'm going to change the tactic now. Nice little cicada or whatever. Change the tactic, and once we kind of get going, I'm going to let go and see if makes the fish happy. That's what you're supposed to do. Still doesn't anyway. Just let the string sit there at the bottom. Damn. Well, they are liking these weird bug things. Oh. Circle just immediately yanked it away. Mashing. No. Right now we're just feeding all these fish. Whoops. 2 ships passing in the night. Come on, come on, come on. Well, this ain't fun. I don't know if I'm doing things wrong or if, you know, you just get unlucky. This many times in a row, though. Let's return to the aqua room and see if there's a thing to look at. As far as instructions go. Oh, okay.
Always be ready for a bite when you use a dry fly.
Okay. Oh, we get to keep our fish. Well, I was kind of hoping for a tutorial. Wow. Oh, I actually have to physically move the entire page over. I was just pressing the button. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. Yeah. Right? Weird. Oh. We have different junk with us. Okay. Fish just completely missed that. Am I expected just to pull this all the way up? I think so. I think the idea is that that was the one fish that was going for it. And because he missed, there isn't going to be another. Okay. Emma. Okay. Man, how do you do it? I almost want to, like, look this up now. Real Fishing PS1 Manual. Alright, here are the controls in fishing spots. Yeah. All controls that make sense already. Oh, okay. That weird plate thing in the aqua room is our fishing license. For bait fishing, you need a rod, float, hook, and of course bait. Choose a category by using the up and down directional buttons and select yep. Okay, start fishing. After selecting the necessary gear from the tackle box, you're ready to begin fishing. Each fishing style requires slightly different technique. We're doing bait and lure fishing right now. Before casting a line, use left and right directional buttons to move the rod horizontally. Yep. The longer you hold the X button, the greater distance you will cast. Okay. You can also control distance by using the up and down directional buttons. Press the up button while casting a line, you will gain more distance. Okay. After casting the line, you'll have the bait move through the water to entice the fish. If you're fishing in a river, the bait will move with the flow of the water, but that's not enough. Catch a fish, well, we already... Okay, after the lure splashes into the water, press and hold the X button to reel in the line. You can give the lure a stop and go motion by alternately releasing and holding the X button. You can also move the rod horizontally all the way to the left or right after casting the line. After the fish takes a bite of your bait, set the hook by using either the X button or the up, right, or down directional buttons. If you set the hook successfully, it's time to play the fish. In bait/fly fishing, if you fail to set the hook, the fish will swim away, and you must start over again. Playing a fish. Playing a fish is the most critical yet fun part of fishing. You haven't really caught a fish until you've actually landed it. Play the fish by pulling the line taut or letting it go slack. Your goal is to gradually maneuver the fish to the landing spot in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So it's just the X button is to reel it in. And then just, I guess, up or right or whatever, any one of them to lift the rod upwards. When you play the fish, be patient and don't force things too much, which is what I've been doing. If the fish tries to make a run, let the line go loose to keep it from breaking. Okay, let's, using these newfound tactics, try again. We're catching a fish this time. And those controls are what I expected. I just wasn't sure if there was other buttons. No. Tie hook. I can't tell when, because they've only ever been in that state, so do I just let them swim for a while? You know what I mean? Or do I not? Damn. All right. Lost that hook. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I don't want to immediately just be like, it's the game. But it's confusing to me to know if I'm doing things correctly or not. Obviously not all fully, because I never actually get any of these fish. I keep getting away. But like, alright, we hooked the fish. Holding the button down. It made no indication that it was going to break, because that animation is the same animation regardless. That's just, you are pulling, it has that, you know? We let it get to this, hold it down. Ugh. I don't know. I have it up towards the top. Nope. This is my David playing Parappa the Rapper moment. Where it's like, I'm doing the damn thing! Why isn't it like me? Fish just missed. I really don't get it because there's only 2 buttons for that. There is holding the X to reel, which doesn't make a sound. Granted, we're in the water, so I guess it wouldn't. And either upright or down, any one of them is supposed to be you yanking up on the rod. Although, in this point, both X and whatever. Point being is that, like, I don't know. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Let him go, let him go, let him go. Let him go. Alright, hold on. Let him keep... Oh! He was swimming in my direction for a bit. I think I understood. Let's try again. Once he grabs onto it, or she. Do that a bit. Okay. Let him get a little tired. Okay. Oh. No. He got his meal and he gave up. I wonder if fish have nerves in their mouth. Can they feel that a hook got them? Are they in pain? That don't matter. Fish. Fish are one of the weirdest animals because it's like, I think even biblically they're like, I mean, these guys aren't like, you might feel like your dog or your cow or horse has a soul. Maybe you're like that. The fish definitely don't. We gotta eat those. Like, I find that funny. Like, yeah, the fish are kind of dumb. They're dumber than a squirrel? Well, I mean, squirrels like us. It has hair. You know? And they're cute. Fish aren't really cute. Alright. Let him do this. Okay. No. I let go when he was facing the boat. Or, not the boat. Us, because we're standing on the shore of a river. Or a stream. This is a pretty fast-moving stream, so... Yeah, I guess when they called it a brook, that makes sense. Let him kind of... do that. Oh, damn. The music restarting, not the best. Would have preferred the music to, like, maybe continue from where it was. I can't catch a fish. Maybe this is the secret through line of this video and or series, is I do all of these games and I never catch a damn fish. 'Cause at some point we're gonna have to move on from this game. I cannot sit here forever. Come on. There we go. There's a larva on this hook. Gross. Dude went to dunk and he missed. If I can get one of them to turn around, that's it. Then it's over. And it's all Jover for that fish. Okay. Got him. Got him. We got him. We got him. Yes! Yes! 10.6 inches. That's got to be pretty big, right? Nearly a foot long. Is it okay? Yeah. All right. That's the strat. Once you got to be able to get the fish to turn around, and then once it's turned around, you just hold that X button down. Okay, let it keep going. Yep, it's... Oh, fuck you. I hate looking at the larva, so we're going to the weird bug thing. The background here could use more layers. It honestly looks like I'm in a fish tank. It feels too close, you know? Oh. At least we kept our hook. Maybe the bait types are less of a, like, fuck. of a hey, certain fish will like it or whatever, and maybe more of a like they'll want to hold on to it for longer. But they still win if they break it, because they're getting away with the bait. All right. Oh. Yes. Aha. Fuck you, fish. Oh! One seems big. Damn it. I'm running out of hooks. He went to dunk and he missed. See, whenever that happens, I blame the fish. They just missed. I'm out here wriggling this larva right in the middle. It's on them to grab it. They fail it. That's on them. Ugh. Okay. Let it go. See, that was too long, but it didn't feel like I was holding it for very long at all, if that makes sense. I'm gonna let it go for longer. I'm gonna let it swim on its way for longer. Again, don't dunk unless you can. Don't go for it. You pass. Pass to your buddy. Don't try to do it. Win the game. More important. Okay. Swimming, he's swimming, he's swimming, he's swimming, he's swimming. Now yes. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Yeah! What? Was I supposed to do something there? God damn. Stupid. Yeah, it was a big one, too. Come on, fishy. Yep, you keep swimming. Swimming, swimming, swim. Okay. Once he slows down. Alright, come on. You actually have to press, like, a button here. Alright, this one's smaller. We'll keep him. Okay, our top fish is happy. I don't know how you can tell. Hey, he's happy because he probably ate a whole bunch of my freaking larvae. It's like, my belly's full. Okay. Let's hook him. Let's get him. Yes, okay. You are mine, fish. Nice. Alright, 10.2. You're replacing this one. See a 9.9. But does that mean I can accidentally catch you again? Listen. This fish really wants this. He's trying again. He's trying a second time. And he missed. Buddy. Just go for it. Be a man. Alright, you got it this time. I believe. Alright, you got it. Now I just need you to get a little bit tired. Lucky chump. We could try other rods and stuff. I'm kind of liking just this bait fishing. For trout, it's working. Doesn't even matter what bait. They're like, yep, I love it. All right. Yes. Okay. No, you keep going. You win. Psych. All right, actually, you know what? You keep going. But what if... All right, he won. Mm-hmm. Let him go, let him go, let him go. You know what? Let's just... Okay, let him go completely until they absolutely slow down. Or at least that one did. Some of them kept going for longer, so... 10.1. We have a 10.2. There are some retro achievements for this game that look like they take a long time. I think that 1 out of 100 was for catch and release, and not keep. But hey, sometimes fishing's fishing. Alright, let's just let him keep going. You keep going, buddy. Yeah, there we go. I understand it now. Because part of me is like, man, he's getting so far away. Look how fast he's swimming. But it is just the top of the screen. That's all that matters. I like this game. This is kind of close to what I wanted. It's an interesting way of handling it, where you know, despite being on a PlayStation, sorry, didn't get much sleep. Despite being on the PlayStation, they're not going for a 3D environment. In fact, none of this is 3D except the line. You can see the points of articulation. Come on. Come to Ethan. When I'm fishing, I speak in third person. Alright. Let him go. Let him go till he slows down. Yep, you got it, buddy. Here you go. Good job. Yeah, it's interesting. Distance to you doesn't really matter. Ooh. 11.3. And I'm on the leaderboard. For a second there was like, well, now I want to get first on the goddamn leaderboard for trout fishing. God. See, I'm kind of leaning forward, but really I need to be leaning back. You know, I need to be sitting like this. This is good. Also, I don't see any fish. But no, I see a fish. They're on this side. This game initially made it seem like, and maybe this is still the case, but made it seem that, hey, eventually you're going to need to stop. Like, the fish are going to get tired. That's what that advice was saying. Man, these guys are easygoing once, Box A. 10.6, you were my first fish. I'm happy for you to have come along with us on this ride, but unfortunately I need to let you go, because this guy's bigger. I hit land. Come on, grab it. Oh. This is the life. This is the life. I'm not even really centered in my frame, but I don't care. I'm fishing. Wait till he slows down, and then reverse it on him. Say, haha, you got tired. $7.4, see ya. That's part of how this works. Sometimes if they miss. Weird, I got signed out of everything on my computer. In Firefox. Oh, because I let freaking CCleaner. I let CCleaner delete all my freaking cookies. Like, oh, we're gonna save you 178 gigs, and what all that really meant was that empty your recycling bin. I shouldn't have let it sign me out of everything by deleting cookies. What I was gonna say, the best thing about this is that, like, once you threw the hook out there, I realized I don't need to press a button when, like, you get a nibble, because that's not technically how this works. It just automatically takes you to the screen. So you really can just be, like, not paying attention. 10.1. See ya. You know, I can be over here talking to my bud, be like, listen, the Black Bass game, I don't speak no Japanese. I don't know if I rated it too high or low. We're gonna have to revisit that one. And then when it touches the edge of the screen, it just automatically yanks it back. You can give it another try. I'm looking at the retro achievements for this game. Catch 10 trout in the brook to unlock the next map. We're about to do that. I see. How you unlock the next map is different requirements. This one is just simply catch 10, but then, like, the next fish is catch one at a certain size or higher. Catch and immediately release 100 total fish. I feel like that's what we've been doing a couple of. Oh, wow. Beat the trout book record. Catch one bigger than 13.7 inches and earn a silver pearl on the trophy. The trophy being, I think, that plate thing. Alright, buddy. You're going to be number 10 if you... You're small. I should just let you go. There's an achievement for catching and releasing 100 of you in total. Yay. Oh, 11.4. Never mind, he looked small. I'm 52 out of 92. That's my position for trout. It honestly... I love the retro achievement stuff just because I love PlayStation trophies, and okay, here's a way to do it. But what I almost like even more is that there is just, like, people programming in leaderboards and you know, for time attack and, you know, fish size of fish, stuff like that. I like that a lot. I think it's awesome. Oh wow, catching a trout bigger than 15.7 inches is like the gold pearl for this area. I guess there's a bronze, silver, and gold pearl challenge or whatever. The bronze is what we just did, which is just catch 10. But silver is 13.7, and gold is 15.7. So we could sit here for a while couldn't dunk. Okay. Let him slow down. Let him get a false sense of security. That's okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, you might as well just swim in my direction. That's fine. Let's go this way, too. Who cares? What's the big deal? I'll tell you what the big deal is. I caught you. Haha, but you're small. You want to bite onto this? Or are you just going to circle it for a while? You going to do this, or...? There we go. The crows are cawing. It must be getting evening. Alright, this one feels big. But I feel like he's going to turn around when we get up close. Or maybe not. 10.9. He was big, just not the biggest. There we go. Alright, I gotta sit up more. Homie couldn't dunk. Alright, let's return to the aqua room. You have 2 trout in the live well. Release the fish? No. I guess I'm releasing those fish. Okay. Now we are here. I don't think I have anything on my hook. Oh no, I do have a worm. Different background. Oh, wow, homie just... Wow, he won. That dude won. Alright, we gotta stick with larva. Much as I find it disgusting. What? So different music for each area. Okay, at least this one didn't actually get the bait. I just wish that the music would not restart when we leave this view. I wish it would continue from where it was. You know? It's like, honestly, This is not dissimilar from an RPG, a console RPG, like a Final Fantasy or a Dragon Quest, otherwise known as a JRPG. I say that positively, although I guess not a lot of people that make those kinds of games like that term. They think it's you're saying it's other. I don't know. I say it as a term of endearment, but it's not unlike a random encounter, right? We're on the field right now. We're walking around. Oh, random encounter. Now we're in the battle. It's got different stuff going on. Okay. Maybe I gotta let. Maybe I'm pressing the button too early. Okay, battle's over. Now we're back at the field, and the music restarts. How often has that happened to you in a JRPG? It's one of those little things where it's like, cool, when this game doesn't immediately restart the music, I always treat that as a good thing. That's a little bonus for me. Okay. You have to give the fish a second there. Okay. Come on, pal. All right, yeah, man. I mean, you're the boss. Fuck you. Damn. And he got my hook. I guess joke's on him. He got my hook. I pressed it too early. I kind of want to go back to trout fishing. That was easier. We got this. I think the music should just continue there. Alright, let's slow down. Turn him around. Say, ha ha ha. Sucks to be you, fish. Am I right? Or am I right? I'm in last place for char size. Just gonna release you. All right. Too early. You gotta let these chars munch on it a little bit. You can't just immediately like yank at them like you can with the trout. Gotta let these dudes munch on their food for a bit. Okay, now we've set the hook. Oh, but I held on for too long. Let's try again. I hit the rock. Oh, we landed up there. Oh, see, that time I waited too long. Two bites. Give him 2 bites. Aha. Blowing down. See if we can catch you. I think these fish look nice. For how pre-rendered they are. 6.6. I'm in the same position. Interesting that the game attributes a point value to the size of the fish. I actually find that it's interesting that it isn't just size. That said 160, right? Again, not everyone can dunk. Have you caught a sandfish yet? No, I haven't. I haven't caught a sandfish yet. So far, we've caught 13 trout. And I'm on the leaderboard. I'm the 52nd biggest trout catcher in all of Retro Achievements. Now we're trying to catch a char. So far, I've only caught the tiniest motherfuckers in the whole stream here. So wait till he slows down. You turn it around on him. Say, ha ha ha. Look at that dumbass's face. Yeah, that's right. Fish don't have souls. And it's like, ta-da. And this one's even smaller. The highest I had was 6.6. I think you need like 13 in order to move on. Whatever. I think it's funny that I have a tiny one. Yeah, I'll throw my line in the sand. Here, I'll hit that rock for you. Oh, I didn't hit the rock. I find these pre-rendered graphics a little charming. They didn't just do the whole 3D pond thing that we're about to see later in the stream. No pun intended. Alright. Let him tire himself out. He can keep swimming. He's slowed down. We hold down the X button to reel it in. He turns around. Goes with the flow. 6.8. I'm still last. That's wild. There's an achievement, retro achievement for immediately catch and releasing 100 total fish. So there we go. Okay, 2 bites. I let him have 2 bites. Otherwise, he hasn't really... Damn it! We could set this as a screensaver right now. I think this goes on forever. Until you pull up. Or pull out. This just sits like this forever. I've been sticking with the standard fishing rod. The hooks don't seem to matter this early. And the bait doesn't seem to matter this early. Although it gives me a different bait every time I come out. So I wonder if it is just like a graphical aesthetic and not really affecting much of anything. Because you can also do lure fishing. You don't have to do bait. And you can do fly fishing. I attribute that, once again, homie had the ball, and he decided he went to go dunk and completely biffed it. Dude just needed a pass. He literally just went up to the hook and just then knocked my headphones off. And then swam away. He didn't actually dunk the ball and get his mouth on that larva. There we go. Okay, release. Let him swim. It's tired. Turn him around. Just hold him down that button. There we go. This one's a little bit bigger. 8.7. Nice. You can keep up to 2 fish per outing. And then at some point they let you put them in the fish tank back at the lodge. The aqua room. Oh yeah, what's the 1 point of advice for this area? You can fish char here. You must hook char more slowly than trout. The hook will come off if the timing is wrong. Char are very wary. Cast close to you and then cast increasingly further away. Oh, that's interesting. Go back to the aqua room when char get wary. It said that about the trout too, but like that didn't seem to matter. Like, we were sitting out there catching trout for a long time. Unless they are literally expecting you to be playing this game for, like, a couple hours. You know what I mean? Like, you would actually go fishing. No one's like, yeah, I'm going to take the boat out for 15 minutes and then go back. Like, no, you're sitting out there for an hour minimum, right? So maybe this game is also anticipating that. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right, now we're in our action stage here. Okay, one. Yep. Oh, I let him bite for too long. He got a free snack. This a real sim? I mean, look at all the different rods, right? I've been using the bubble float the whole time. Let's do this float. Or maybe this doesn't matter. Maybe this is just a graphical thing. The hook, I feel like, would matter. But so far, they've been okay with everything. That's just harder to see. But here, you don't have to press any buttons. Either a shadow of a fish swims up to it, and then it's brought you here, or touches the edge of the screen, and then it just bounces back to you. Anyway. But this is like a 16 frame loop for a background, and it's not bad. Honestly, it's getting the flow of the water the entire time. Alright, I can't whiff on hooking this. Okay. It's one good chomp when he's in... Fuck, I held for too long. I like the sounds. The last area of the brook had like cicadas and then eventually crows. See that bobber just kind of looks out there, that floater, whatever you want to call it. Kind of just looks more like an open thing of lipstick. All right, turn him around. Get him. Let's get him. Let's get him. Let's get him. Let's get him. All right, slightly better. I think 9.1. Sorry, 6.5. I thought it was funny that you were so small. It's time for you to grow up with your fellow fishkin. Now the big boys are here to play, and they're feeling fine. You know what I mean? That just looks like a thing of lipstick. Just floating by. I bet this looks significantly better on a CRT than on my computer. Sorry, I had a cough there. I don't think this looks as good as on my computer monitor or on your phone or whatever you're watching this on. You viewer at home than on an actual cathode ray tube television set. Where all you, because I mean, you can look close enough, at least for me, because of how big this is. I guess it'd be a little bit smaller for you guys, a little bit. But you can see for that stream loop there, you can just see like the blocking, you know, all the big fuck, what's the term? It's not a bitrate thing. Whatever. You can see the squares of video feed. It looks decent from your planetarium. Nice. 7.2. Nah, son. The retro achievements were basically listing what the requirements were to move on. Catch a char that is 9.8. We're at 9.1. So in order to unlock the next map, the next body of water to fish at, we need to catch one. That is 9.8. See, the previous one just wanted us to catch 10 trout. All right. Getting close to having to wrap up on this game and moving on to our third one. That one's on me. That one was on me. Come on. Someone catch this. Come up to the thing. You can just barely see the little shadows, but they're there. Damn, they didn't get it. I think bobbers slash floaters, they are just an aesthetic thing, right? That's the one thing. Like, I know obviously lures meant to look like different small edible fish thing for the big boys, but that obviously matters. But as far as a floater goes, I don't really think that ever mattered. Okay, now we let him swim. You keep swimming. Come on, you keep going. Oh, you're tired? Here, let me bring you home. You can sleep in a nice fish bed with a fish wife. I already caught you a fish wife. How big are you? 8.8. Sorry, pal. Only real players are allowed here at the Grand Hotel. Let's get it over here. The way this river is flowing. Would this be considered a stream or a river? The previous one was like less rapid and shallower, and that was called a brook. Is this a stream? Or is this a river? Or a river's deep, I guess. Is a river... Can you take a boat down a stream? You know what I mean? Nice. 13. Wow, holy shit. Let's really... No, we're going to keep him. That's awesome. 13. Rivers are pretty wide. Okay. Oh, so the silver challenge, so the bronze challenge in order to let you move on to the next map for this one was 8.9 or whatever it was. The silver is 19.7. And then for gold is 23.6. Jeez. I like that they make you page over to save. Oh, I only have one memory card put in the machine, don't I? Press the button. Oh, there we go. All right. I find it so funny that you can... It isn't just you tap a button and it turns the page. You actually have to hold the button all the way down. So it should be putting in pearls, right? Yeah. Our 2 bronze pearls. Yay, us. Alright. That was Real Fishing for the PlayStation 1. Let me close this actually completely. Sure. Yeah, that game's not bad. I like that. It was more of what I wanted. I guess from one of these types of fishing games where it is just sit here and just keep trying to catch a bigger fish every single time. Some games are going to have tournaments like the black bass. I believe we were in a tournament. It was in Japanese, so I can't really tell, but it was timing us, and it was counting up. Um, but I prefer the more like, hey, just try this pond, see what you catch. And I actually like the aesthetic of it. I thought it was neat, trying to go completely pre-rendered to make it look more realistic, perhaps. So not bad as far. Yeah, so like it gets for environment there, which is our graphics and atmosphere category. I feel like it gets pretty high marks. It is a little kind of ugly when you're in the aqua room, but I don't really consider that a part of the environment. To me, it's not like the entire game's graphics or the entire game's music. It is literally within the categories of the act of fishing. So I like those pre-rendered loops of water and all that. I'm sure later on you see a more still body, like an actual pond. Maybe that's where the bass is, because that was coming up. It was like the fourth or fifth map, body of water, whatever it is. So yeah, out of 5, I don't know. This might be crazy to automatically just give this a 4, but I was pleasantly surprised by how this goes. Downsides, I mean, when you're in the water itself and you're in that side view, it does give off a fish tank feel. That background is just too close. There are different parallax layers of it. The foreground has two, right? It has 2 layers, and then the fish, and then the background, but it feels like it's right next to the fish. That's a little lame. Seeing the little silhouettes or shadows of the fish in the water is okay. Uh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 for now. Music and sounds. This is the ambiance in terms of audio, and the music before and after you catch or hook one rather, as well as the sounds they're in. Little disappointing. There is no reeling sound. I think their idea was the camera, the viewpoint rather, is in the water the entire time that a fish is even in proximity of your hook, so you wouldn't hear it. That's a little lame though. As annoying as the black bass's reeling sound was, it at least had one. Music is nice. I feel like it's annoying that the music loop starts over as soon as you exit the water, and it doesn't continue. Again, I made a comparison to how like a JRPG handles its music when you get a random encounter, and then you leave the random encounter. Does the music still continue from where it left off? Pick a point, like almost like a chapter in the music, to kind of a bar to start from, or does it start from the beginning? And I always found it lame when those games would start the music from the beginning, because it's like, well, if I want to really listen to this music at least once, I need to stand still. And the same thing happens here, which is a little lame because the music is pleasant. I'm not going to give it down as low as a 2. I will give it a 3 for music and sound. I could be better. Fish variety, there's a lot there. We could have done lure fishing and fly fishing. We stuck with bait fishing the whole time. Every map seems to have one fish in it. However, I was reading that I think it was for bass. There are other fish in there as well, because one of the achievements was catch 4 bass in a row without ever hooking a bluegill, I think is what it said, or something like that. So some of the later bodies of water are going to have more than one fish. But even just like the variety and different bait types and your bobbers. I call them bobbers. People might call them floaters. That's what the game did. But the different rods you can do has a very golf like quality to it, especially of this era. So that's good. I'm gonna give it a 4. And fishing feel, this one's interesting. So again, like the black bass, when you get in the water, it's a side view, and it's more of like, is the fish gonna line up? It really wants you to see the fish. It's not about feel. And you never see your dude, which isn't that bad, but it isn't the act of like you're seeing your dude hold the rod and you're seeing him, do this and stuff like that. We're gonna see a game that does that at the end of today. And the controls are very minimal and light. They make a point in that manual to say up, right, and down all do the same thing, which is you holding up. But so is X. They say that's reeling, but in practice, they are doing the same thing. So unless fly fishing handles that differently, it's still the same thing. And really all it is the waiting game of like eyeing the fish and being like, are you tired yet? Yes. Okay, now I'm actually going to try to get you. So it's not crazy. I'm not crazy on it, but I think it's serviceable to a degree. I think it's serviceable to a degree. I'll give it a 3. Total setup is to 13, which then puts it in C, just barely below, I guess, what I would say the good categories are. But that does not mean it's many, many, many sequels. I believe one of them is on this very same platform. Doesn't mean any of those can't also do better. So we'll see. It doesn't need the asterisk. We'll leave an asterisk for the black bass because that is telling me, hey, return to this later. You'll need to return to this later. All right, next up, the next game that we are going to play is interesting. It is very interesting, I will just say. This is another game that only released in Japan. And so I'm curious to know how much Japanese we're going to need to know. My Vita is sounding the alarm right now. Sorry, I'm not gonna have time to do that. All right, let's begin. This is Virtual Fishing. For your friends at Nintendo made a console called the Virtual Boy, and our friends over at Packin' Video, I believe they were the ones that published this, decided that they need to make a fishing game on this machine. So this is the only fishing game on the Virtual Boy. I had this realization today in setting all this up. This is the first Virtual Boy game I've played. I have not played any of these Virtual Boy games. There's been a few I've been interested in. I believe that's my... I started this up just to see. And, yeah. That was my save file, I guess. So we'll make a new one. Man, what should we call ourselves? We're gonna name ourselves this because we're water. I love the red menu. Buddy, I have news for you. You know how the Game Boy was monochromatic and like the original was all green and then if you had a pocket it was black and white? The Virtual Boy is monochromatic red. The entire game, the entire console, all of the graphics are red. Because this was 3D. This was a 3D console. Stereoscopic 3D. This was a thing you leaned your face into like goggles, except you sat it on a table. The controller resembles that of a modern dual stick controller, except it has 2 D-pads. And you kind of just hunched over and stuck your face in there. And the whole entire thing is monochromatic red because at the time, red LEDs, which this used an LED, this didn't use liquid crystal displays or even a dot matrix, which would have been even cheaper. This used LEDs and it used a mirror reflector, a spinning mirror. It's interesting. But yes, this entire game will be in red. And obviously we're not seeing it in 3D. I'm sure the immersion isn't going to be the same. Uh-huh. 8. Mm-hmm. This console came out, I believe, the year we were born. And died, I believe, the year we were born. There is a total of less than 40 video games released for this machine. One movie tie-in, Kevin Costner's Waterworld. But there are a few Nintendo-made games on there. There's a Wario Land game, which I hear is very fun. There is a Mario Tennis game. There is an arcade Mario Brothers style game called Mario Clash. There's Nestor's Funky Bowling. The team that made Super Metroid at Nintendo R&D 1, which I consider one of the best games of all time, their next game after that was Galactic Pinball and Teleroboxer, both of them released for this machine. I've never played those. We're being timed, so I am under the assumption that this is a tournament. Oh, okay. Not bad for a reeling sound, but it sounds a little bit mechanical. What do I do? I was pressing like all of the buttons there when the thing was bending. Reel it in. Oh. What do I do? Yeah, it sounds a little mechanical. Alright, pause literally pauses. Oh, you can tell they're trying to make that 3D. Because it did layers. I think there were 4 layers that what are my options there? I think there were 4 layers to the 3D, the stereoscopic 3D in this machine. I think less than 1 million of these devices were sold. I would love to have one. I found the button. It's R1. On my Virtual Boy controller, which I call that button R1. Come on, now that I know the button, you're not gonna bite? This was a 32-bit machine, much like a PlayStation, but incapable of any polygonal elements. So it was more like, I guess, like what the original Saturn was supposed to be, except also all in red. This, I believe, is one of the reasons why the Game Boy itself lasted so long, why the Game Boy Color wasn't a true successor, and then why the Game Boy Advance would come so late and only last 4 years? At least 4 years before the DS would come out. The creator of the Game Boy, Gunpei Yokoi, was also a big, I don't know if he was like in charge of R&D 1 or not, because I think he had a major play in the Metroid series, and they all made R&D 1. He made this. This was his big, like, magnum opus, and it did so poorly, he basically quit Nintendo in shame, then joined, he joined Bandai to release, yeah, so he quit Nintendo, first off, out of shame, and then joined Bandai to make a new video game console, a handheld called the Wonder Swan. I don't own one of those. Much like the Game Boy and much like the Neo Geo Pocket, there was a black and white version and then a color version later. And then there was a Wonder Swan Crystal, but I think that was more of just like it's an LCD display. What the hell? Anyway, that machine had a lot of anime games on it because Bandai had basically all of the video game licenses for anime. So there's One Piece and stuff like that. There's some interesting stuff. I own one WonderSwan game. It's sitting behind me on my shelf here. It is a port of Final Fantasy 1. 1, 2, and 4 all had WonderSwan ports. Anyway, I bring up the whole WonderSwan thing because I think that system was still like active when Gunpei Yokoi got into a car crash and died. So yeah. Okay, L1 is yanking it. Okay. Oh, he's swimming into the foreground. Wow, okay, we caught 21.4 centimeters. Or is the tape trying to imply inches? We caught one. Yay. L1 is to yank. R1 is to quit this. L1 is to apparently yank. I was not fast enough on that. So yeah, the Virtual Boy is a good barometer of how Nintendo is feeling in any current era. Whether they want to like, let me put it this way. There's a few things that Nintendo has either made themselves, published, or signed off on. Someone else can do this. Like the original Mario Brothers movie. Or the Philips CDI Zelda games. And then the Mario one on there too, right? That Nintendo is super ashamed of and will not acknowledge. Then there's kind of leaning into things that they might have published that like the Wii U game, what's it called? It's super expensive, and I wish I could have it in my collection. Devil's Third, that they published by the creator of the modern Ninja Gaiden games. The original modern Ninja Gaiden games, not the current, obviously. That like, yeah, they published that, and like they're okay. That's like a step up. And then there's like the Virtual Boy, which is the thing that they made. They made games for it that like they will reference in obscurity. But in all of these categories, one thing has is common in there. When Nintendo does not want its fans to know about these, somehow it works. There are a lot of, Nintendo TikTokers and whatnot, like younger fans especially, that aren't really like delving into history of Nintendo. It's more of like, what is the Nintendo of today doing? And right now, obviously, 8 years in with the Switch, Nintendo is still doing really well on having lots of releases come out and keeping constant attention from their fans on their brand. Back in the Wii U era, such a thing was not the case. They needed any good hit that they could get. So yeah, you make fun of the Virtual Boy. You poke fun at it a little bit. You acknowledge it exists because the fans will get it there. But in the fair weather Nintendo eras, well, we don't really need these fan servicey hits. So let's pretend it doesn't happen. So, all these Nintendo fans that are younger that only see what they see of today, they don't know those things exist and would almost feel like they're being lied to. Oh, did I get it? I think it got away. This lady's telling me something. I think it got away. Like any good Virtual Boy game, we're seeing lots of parallax scrolling there. The water here, lots of scrolling. And because it's all over black, it hides what the layers are pretty well. It almost looks like there are way more layers to it than there actually are. but there are a lot of layers in and of itself. Time up. I got one fish. Uh-huh. Alright. Okay. Uh-huh. That is a very cute way of showing who won. Who had the biggest fish? The one that swims up the stream the most. I don't know what I looked like. Was I the lady? Was I the guy next to her with the hat? Was I the guy whose fish didn't even move? So it's all competitions, huh? Let's try this one. The 8 is time. That's number of minutes. 25 centimeters. Okay, different environment. Different lure. Or bait, rather. Looks like we got some sort of hairy-ass spider on there. Yeah. You're mine. 20.7. I'm getting achievements. I'm ashamed that these retro achievements are not in red. They're in black and white. I seem to only really get bites when I'm reeling. I should have named the stream something more dumb like, a really good time. You know, like one of those kinds of fishing puns. I'm not sure which shoulder button it is. I am pressing L1, L2, R1, and R2 all at the same time when that happens now. Okay, 20.3. So you're not really deciding where you're going to cast, although I say that just because I don't see the rod. But like if I hold left here and press it, okay, it goes to the left. So there's set points. Casting to the right. Oh, that was me holding up. It seems to just go in the middle. Same thing with down. Let it sit. Going. This is another game that has a side view for when the fish are biting. And I guess that makes more sense for a 2D thing. You know what I mean? But I am curious when, I'm curious if we keep going on more in this, if we do more of these streams. Because I'm having fun. I especially like that last game. To see a 2D game try... Oh, he got away. Try to do the you're just seeing the fisher. You're just seeing the dude there with his hat. And you're doing the thing with the rod. Because that's a more of a 3D fishing game. You know what I mean? I'd be curious to see how a 2D game would handle that. Where you just don't see the fish, excuse me, at all. Alright, you're mine. 22.9. I'm ranked 23rd for chars in virtual fishing and retro achievements. What? 85? 57? 54 is the smallest? Oh my god. screwed. Highest I caught was 20.3 or something. You seem big. The graphics there on the bottom, all the different layers. Even the water, there's a lot of different... Got away. Was that some other fisher talking shit? Fuck you, kid. You don't know the life I've led. You're here because you didn't have school today. I'm here because I got fired. Kidding. My wife kicked me out of the house. Lost my job. Now I'm fishing. You're like, oh, I hope I have math homework. I love math. Stupid kid. $21.7. I like seeing the little window of the hand cranking. This looks very Japanese, by the way. Like in a Japanese environment. From what I can tell. The way those trees look. I like that waterfall. If I were to be a nitpicking asshole, and sometimes I am, it is doing video game thing where the water flows like into rock without any graphic of splash. You know what I mean? 22.2. You know what I mean? It looks like it looks like it's just flowing straight underneath those rocks, but whatever. This game is also doing a lot of layers of scrolling. If I were to count, I would say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers of scroll happening. That's not bad, right? And it's all on probably 4 layers of stereoscopic 3D. If I remember, that's how many the Virtual Boy did. But hey, they're all scrolling at different rates, and the foam spray, whatever, on the top of the water is in smaller sizes the further out you go. Damn. Alright, I don't need any talk from you. Get out of here. I'm trying to win. I need to prove to my wife that, like, I'm a man. Yeah, I did drink 3 beers that night. I don't care. I don't care that it was Tuesday. Yeah, okay, I overslept. I'm just trying to fish. Leave me alone. Okay, this must be total. This has to be total. Like, all of the fish I caught equals to 190.6 centimeters. Yeah, I'm seeing numbers up there too. 8 and then 7. That must be the number of fish that they caught. There's no way Jabroni caught a 194.4 centimeter fish. Not one of these smaller fish. There's no way. It must be total. Okay, I'm feeling much better then. It is about just catch as many as you can. The bigger the better, but like just be catching fish. You really have to pay attention when they bite. There we go. It's a very RPG transition to a battle screen, the way that happens. 21.4. Yeah, okay, buddy. Which one of these jabronis am I? I think we have about a minute left, because I think 8 minutes is how long we have. I'm holding the entire time and seeing what happens. Alright, it does break. That I just wanted to know, just in case it was like, this is your first one, we don't care. Just hold the button down, get the fish. Again, not a big fan of how metallic this reeling sound is. Got a different sound effect for when the fish is really fighting you. Oh, but he broke anyway. Now, I'm curious to know this. What happens when time runs out while we're in fish has been hooked? Well, we're not going to find out. I'm up. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I think that's supposed to be me in the center. Because I don't think I won. Alright, well, that was virtual fishing. Yay. Exit, please. Thank you. Virtual fishing. As far as Virtual Boy games go, I can't really say. That is the first one I've ever played. But I get the gist. Environment isn't bad. Again, that's a 32-bit console. And it is really trying to push a lot of different, within that 4-bit, not 4-bit, but 4 monochromatic color options there, not including black, I think. Maybe that also, no, I don't think it included black. There's a lot of granular detail that they're trying to push in that resolution, and you can see it in all of the different ways that the thing is scrolling. There are different ponds to fish in, so that's something not really part of the whole fishing thing, but I found the result screen to be cute, seeing a person's fish go up. It's tough. This is the only fishing game on the Virtual Boy. There will not be another to compare it to, or to compare to this. So man, I by default, I'm not by default, but just based off how the environmental graphics are, I am, I guess, saying 3. It's tough. Music and sound. I think the music is decently fine. It's okay. It's enough to. But you're in a tournament, and it's not like a frantic thing. But fishing isn't supposed to be frantic unless it's like you're at the high seas, brother, and you're gonna drown, and you gotta the crab get the cage. Like Deadliest Catch or some shit. There are higher stakes fishing, is my point. But in a tournament setting, I think that music is not suited for it. The sound of reeling is a bit too metallic for my taste. But I would say it's not as bad as what the Black Bass was doing, and so I'm going to also put this at 3. Fish variety. I think this is similar to what real fishing was doing, where for the most part it is 1 fish per pond. It looked like we had access to 4 off the bat, but there was probably another 4 as well, from what you can kind of tell. It is all within that tournament setting, which is interesting. And so, like, it's about catching as many fish as you can. But it's not really all that crazy. It decides what bait you use. It decides where you cast. You can choose left, right, or center, but that doesn't change anything. So I'm going to go with 2 on that. And fishing feel, This one's a little bit unfair for, I guess, the nature of how you would use this machine. Again, the Virtual Boy, you were hunched over, face inside these goggles that are on a tripod plugged into a wall. This was a portable machine in the sense that it didn't use a television, but it needed to be plugged into a wall. It didn't use battery. You should do a live stream of you actually fishing. Spoilers, that's how I want to end this series. You know, one of these days, Devin and I are actually going to go fishing. Did I say that to him a year ago and said, yeah, we'll go fishing? Did that ever happen? No. Is it on me? Yes. But that's how I want to end this. It would be so stupid. Fishing feel. Again, this is controls and how it feels to actually fish. Because it's choosing where you're casting to, and it is like you're holding on a button to reel. The reeling looks nice, I guess. When you're in the water, it's a little bit looser. It's not really giving you a lot of feedback on, like, the fish is tired. It kind of feels like you can just crank it and let go and crank it and let go, and you can kind of almost just jimmy the fish into making it work. Less of, like, fighting on its own mechanics, so I'm going to give it a 2. Which brings virtual fishing to a D. A shame. Virtual Boy's only fishing game is subpar. We have one more game on our list. This is a game that I own. Top Bass Real Fishing. We're playing the PlayStation 2 version because that's what I had. So let me boot that up. If I can find, there we go. I was looking for Real Fishing in here, and we already played that game. Okay, let's see here. This game has no achievements, sorry to say. I think this game is going to be more exciting. This game is going to have a higher energy. How many fishing games do you have? 4 million. My research has brought the list to over 80, but then every time I look again, there's even more. Some of them don't really have names that are like have fish or bass or marlin or anything like that in the name. Chi Cat Interactive presents a game developed by Sims. S-I-M-S. I might have to lower the volume for this one. This is such an early PlayStation-esque video game in all of the best ways, visually and in the music. I put this in, like, perfect territory for nostalgia for me personally. Again, Dreamcast and early PS2 was a lot of this in the best ways.
Top Angler. Please select mode.
Will do, sir. I don't want practice. Let's do tournament. Actually, you know what? Well, I guess we're doing it. Whatever.
Please enter your name.
You got it. Four stages, huh?
Top Anglers Cup Open.
Devin left because you showed up, Brett. Because you scared him. You scared him.
Select casting point.
Here we go. Now this is more of the fishing. Again, I had this game, though I don't really remember it too much. But this is the type of fishing game that I remember the most.
Select lure.
A lot of different options. We're gonna go with this one here. And zoom in, like, yes, that's where I want to go. And then holding down the X button is cranking it and bringing it in. The right analog stick, I think they want you to do the circular motion on it, but just pressing it at all is making it go faster. Here comes a fish.
Hit.
I have a hit. And so now you're trying to pull away from the direction the fish is swimming in.
Right. Left.
I mean, yeah, it's got a slap base, so of course it slaps. Tire this guy out. Get the helpful arrows to tell you the direction to be pulling. And again, I love the visual of seeing the guy masturbate on the boat. No, you can see him turning the crank, which is helpful to let you know, hey, you actually are pulling against the fish.
Right.
Yes. Come here. Yes. Get in the green area. Get back. And we caught it.
Small size.
Hey, small, but it gets the job done. I gotta blow my nose. All right, I'm back. That was a lot in my nose. All right. $31.9 feet. Let's start cranking. And I love, too, the camera will shift when there's a fish that's nearby swimming towards us. This weird lunging motion happens when I'm pressing, like, left or right on the D-pad. I love that we can move the boat just by willpower. 70.6 feet. I see a guy. Have him swim fast.
Hit.
Nice. No, don't break my line.
Hook off.
Yeah, no, I always thought this game was cool. And hey, what I like about this whole experience, okay, hook is off. You don't have to recast. We're just still back here. Now, granted, if there's no fish nearby, then there's no fish nearby. I wonder, who owns this currently? You know what I mean? Who has the rights to Top Angler? Which, to me, I always get the sense that this has a different name in Japan. I love like the digital clock up there is so goofy, but like yeah, that's on the dash of your ship. You know, of your boat, of your ship. Or maybe it's on your watch. Come on, notice me. I love all the different automatic camera angles. We're gonna try a lure after this one. Because this is the stage. This is just what this map is. Come on. All right. Come on, fish. I know you're out there. You're right there. Notice this. Ugh. You have to go to the fish. Kind of have to just get it right up on them. Well, you saw that fish right there, huh? Facing away from me. I was gonna make a knock sound against the wood. Yeah, a little. Oh! Just turn around, buddy. Alright, let's start on the other side. Yes, swim right into him. Oops. Damn it. Square exits. We're gonna change our lure to something maybe a bit more appetizing. Where was that?
Select lure. Select lure.
Let's try... We don't have any deep or anything like that. Yeah, I think we want this one. This one doesn't rise. Where are these damn fish? Oh! Oh, there's one. I'll just kind of hang out here. There we go.
Hook off.
Damn. It's interesting too that they'll tell you what the what the size of the fish was. This isn't bait fishing, this is lure fishing. The lure is the bait. It's meant to look like a smaller fish. Ugh. Come back.
Hit.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Small size.
Awesome. Small though. Yeah, that one was a big one. Damn. Yep, I'm just swimming by. I hope no one wants to eat me. Man, that would suck. That would just be the worst. I think he's changed his mind. It's like, wait a second. Oh. Nice. No! Wasn't that tasty? Come on, fishy. Doesn't this look appetizing? I guess that fish gave up. How about you? Alright, you missed. Fish didn't know how to work.
Hit.
Alright, here we go. Nice. There we go.
Small side.
I want to see this first tournament come to a close. This first stage of a tournament. That's a big one right there, too. He's a discerning customer. I take when the camera swings back to just the lure, that means the fish has given up, but then he gave up. He's what we like to call a coward. There we go. He's not as big.
Hook off.
He was only a pound, yeah. Come on. Stop being weird. Eat it. Eat it. Dude looks like he's as big as the entire total weight I have so far of a fish. Oh, I didn't mean to press that, damn it. Sorry, buddy, I'm back. I'm just gonna swim by you. Don't worry about me. Whew. That big fish is gone. Now he's not gonna get me. See, I'm speaking as the lure here. What happens if we just sit here and do nothing? Hey, this guy's gonna get it first. I should probably change to a different lure to see if that works. Pardon me. Yeah, let's try changing to this one. See if they like this. It did kind of look like the two fish were kissing. They didn't care for that one at all. That dude just missed. This thing sinks really fast, too. They're not really, like, getting hooked. Even though the music has looped several times already, it's still good. Alright, homeboy doesn't like that one either.
Select lure.
It was in his mouth. But he's not, like, getting hooked by it. Oops. I canceled that way too early. There we go.
Hook off.
Ranked 28th. Run away in now.
Result.
'30th. Ugh.
You won a new lure.
Yay. All right. That was fishing in top angler real bass fishing. I really like this game. We didn't really explore too much of it. Maybe one day I will return to that. I think it's great. I think it's got a great vibe to it. I think the number of different lures and all that were grayed out, you know, implies you're obviously getting them as you're playing and you're unlocking things, and there's a lot of different fish that each kind of maybe prefer different types of lures, and you have to kind of look and read the descriptions and be like, oh, this one is good for the lower depth, but not at the bottom fish and stuff like that. And for one of the top lures, it was like, yeah, make sure you're shaking it left and right to make it look like a wounded whatever fish that they eat, and stuff like that's neat. And the music is great. As far as environment goes, I love the camera work in it. And I think the lodge, which is the only map we did, but I think that looks great. Certainly of the era. Now we're playing in a high resolution, but I still think that the graphics look great and all that. The water feels good. Like you're looking at it and that feels accurate. It's one of those things where it's using fog, so to speak. Maybe not necessarily just to cull distant objects, but it's giving a good depth of like, here's what you see within this range, and that moves along with the hook. I think the environment, I think that's great. I'm giving that a 4. Music and sound, I think the soundtrack is awesome, but also like it really kicks into gear once you hook one and you're having to fight it. I think that's fantastic. The sounds of underwater, all the different sounds of the lures as they're shaking around. Obviously you're reeling, whether it's fast or slow, and all that's really great. I think it sounds pretty good. Maybe it's hyperbolic to give it a 5, but that is just the hell yeah, fuck yeah, we're fishing vibe of it all. And it goes in concert with the graphics, with the look of that dude, with the look of the HUD and all that stuff. I think is great. Fish variety, it's a lot of bass, obviously. Real bass fishing is in the title. But you have a lot of different lures, a lot of different ways in which you can catch stuff. But that part feels appropriate to the era. If it was simpler than that, I would knock points off. I wouldn't go crazy with it. I'm still going to give it a 4 because I think there's a lot there. Again, part of fish variety to me is also like the discerning nature of some of these fish, and how you can get a fish that like swims right up to it and just kind of waits. He's just kind of watching. And you kind of move it away a little bit, and he gets closer, and you're not really sure if you're doing what's right, or if this fish is just dumb, or if the fish is just not interested. You know what I mean? Like almost like he's on to you. I think that's really good. Fishing feel. I think the controls are really good. I really like the tug and pull, the left and right nature. I mean, you get into that a lot with this era of just fishing in video games itself. I mean, that left and right thing is very Zelda. and a lot of other Japanese non-fishing video games that bring in fishing do that. I think it looks and feels great. You can see like as the two viewports there, one of your dude and one of what's in the water, which is impressive, by the way. That's two different viewports. That's two different things being rendered at the same time, which is not nothing there. But having that split be essentially line tension, that's how they're showing line tension, is great, and that feels very nice to fight the fish. It's got a very Sega Rally left, right type of thing to it. I feel like the fishing feels great in it. I'm giving it a 4. Which brings us to our first A, which is wild. Honest to God, I didn't really remember much of this game at all. And so going into it, I was expecting it to be middling, and instead it was like surprised at how nice and good this is. This is a quality fishing game. I'm actually a little bit sad that it doesn't have retro achievements, because I would go for them in this game. I think that would be fantastic. So yes, that I guess is gonna do it for our first ranked list. I guess I have to put these in order, right? Is that how this is gonna work? This and then that there, and then put both of these here, then all of these here. No, I gotta find a better way of doing that. Copy this. Weird how it's just, these cells are like, yeah, no, it's just the one next to it. That's it. Oh, no, it is doing the whole thing. It's just down here. Weird. Whatever. So yeah. We have our tiers. Our A, top angler, real bass fishing. Topping off our list. And the C tier, real fishing. A solid, albeit maybe a little bit quaint and boring, but solid PS1 entry. And then I put, I gotta put this over here. I put the black bass. Oh shit. Sorry, these aren't in order. I put the black bass with an asterisk because it is something that unfortunately we're going to need to return to at some point, assuming I bring this series on further. Because it's in Japanese, and I really just didn't. I never caught a fish. I guess that's the main thing of like the asterisk is like, we're not complete on this. I didn't even catch a fish. If anything, I'm feeling like I'm giving this stuff too high of a rating. But that's only because I don't have the full context yet of it, because it's in freaking Japanese and I don't read it. At least with virtual fishing, I got the understanding of like, catch a lot of fish, total weight, tournament. It's very simple in nature. It's very easy to catch the fish. That I understood, but for whatever reason, the black bass was eluding me. Him and his jazz-like title screen. We will play its sequel next time if we do another one of these streams, which I do want to do. I'm not saying no to that right now. I just don't want to promise every fishing game will be ranked, but that is my goal, is to eventually say I have played and ranked every fishing game in the 4 categories of fishing that matter: environment, music and sound, fish variety, and fishing feel. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, there's a subscribe button here on the channel. You're going to press the subscribe button. Tomorrow I'm starting a Metal Gear Solid Delta marathon stream. I think. I'm assuming the game will unlock for me tomorrow, because I have the early access. Playing that all day. And then the next day. And then the next day. And maybe the next day. Until we platinum the game. Or the weekend hits. One of the two. So you definitely want to stick around for that. If you're watching this as a video afterwards, there's a like button. It helps out the channel a lot. Devin has also made a whole bunch of shorts that are scheduled up on every Monday. And this week is David playing Parappa the Rapper and discovering his rapper name. And it's weird how it returned on the last retro rotation stream. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You're gonna want to watch all that stuff. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your fish. And goodbye.